It's New Brew Thursday! Woo! And we're down at K&B Wine Cellars in San Diego, which this place is rad.
Yeah, there's a lot of bottles of alcohol here.
Yeah, there is. If you want alcohol, like, come here. Like,
this is the place to go.
Lots of tons of really cool wines, which I'm not a huge wine drinker, but I like that stuff. Great bottle selection for beer, and they have a fantastic tap list. So I like this place a lot. I'm already enamored. So
it's definitely a place you want to go to if you're coming to San Diego. You know,
yeah,
it's epic. You walk in and you're literally floor to ceiling bottles of.
Plus, you end up finding guys like these two. Like, it's crazy. This is Paul and Lauren. And I've already butchered their last names several times tonight, so I'm not even going to bother trying again. But you guys are with Quaff, the local homebrewing society down here. And we have some of your homebrews, and we're going to drink the homebrews because they're amazing. But we're actually here to talk about the National Homebrewers Conference, which is going to be June 15th through the 18th. 16th?
16th through 18th.
15th is Wednesday. That's like the pre-day, right?
Tuesday and Wednesday before is pre-conference.
Okay. So I mean, the party's going to start Saturday beforehand. So just get to San Diego. There's going to be partying all week long. But we're going to talk a little bit about the National Homebrewers Conference. We're going to try some of your homebrews, get some have you guys give some homebrewing tips maybe, because you know we like to do the homebrew occasionally.
We're noobs.
We're noobs. So first of all, let's jump into the beer. What did you guys bring us?
So I brought a double IPA. I've been brewing it for a few years. It's about 100 IBUs. It's pretty light in color, and
he's been drinking it already.
Yeah.
Jerk.
Is this what you're?
No sense in waiting.
Is this it?
That's it.
Yeah,
Do you mind if I pour a little bit?
I have mine. If you poured a small amount, you should have a good amount.
He's like, no, I brought my home beer for you to look at. It's not to drink.
This has a monstrous hop schedule that includes all the big ones that most homebrewers use: Centennial, Amarillo, Simcoe, Centennial, a little bit of Cascade, and I threw in a little bit of Citra late just to kind of add some character.
I like the Citra aroma.
Yeah, I'll take a little more.
Yeah, I do too. It's very interesting.
When you're creating a beer like this, and you're sitting down to kind of come up with the idea of what you want to do, like what goes through your head as far as picking hops for a big double IPA like this? I mean, do you know what every hop tastes like and every hop smells like, or do you kind of go off of what is online, or how do you decide what you're going to blend together to create something like this?
Yeah, when I first started, I actually looked at a lot of kind of clone recipes for beers I liked, and I knew kind of what the flavor profile was. But after you start brewing for a while, you really get to know all the hops, like you were saying, and you kind of know Centennial's got the grapefruit, and Citra has like tangerine, and you just kind of figure out what flavorflavor you're shooting for, and those are the ones you put in. I put a lot of them in, but you put them in.
This is really interesting. It's just almost like because you're getting a lot of the citrus off of it, obviously the grapefruit. I get just a hint of grassiness, but almost like not as grassy as if it was wet hopped, but just enough where it's like I feel like I'm laying in a freshly mown yard, like eating some grapefruit. Like,
wow!
I just had a vision of my childhood.
That's a visual right there.
So
that's exactly
I didn't
what
say
I had in
naked.
mind.
I told you I wouldn't say naked anymore on the show. So, but yeah, this is really good.
Cool. Yeah, I think the reason you get some grassiness is one of the things that's a big movement in the pro brewers, and actually I think it started in homebrewing, is doing multiple additions of dry hops.
Okay.
So this beer had a dry hop addition for 10 days, and then I dumped it out in my conical, and then I added another addition. And beers like Pliny the Elder and Pliny the Younger are doing that. So that's become a new movement. Maybe we'll see more of that.
What was the total number of days it was dry hopped?
3 weeks.
Really?
Wow.
And I make a Pliny the Younger clone, which it's 5 weeks, because that's what Vinny said on one of the podcasts.
Now, do people line up in front of your house to drink that beer?
Maybe.
Yeah. You should Twitter that one day. Pliny the Younger clone.
Right.
They're actually at his house right now.
Yeah, they're like, I've heard it's here. Where is it at?
So here's a plug for NHC. It's actually, I'm making a younger clone for NHC.
Excellent.
Nice.
So come by the Quaff booth.
I will be by the Quaff booth. You'll probably have to ask me to leave. So,
that's okay.
You, sir, have drank your allotment. Please go away.
Well, it's 11.5%, so you'll know when you've had enough, because you'll be...
Nice, exactly.
What's the balance between your brews that you just come up with on your own and kind of experiment with compared to clones? Do you brew a lot of clones, or is it just...
Yeah, that's a good
since
question.
It's Pliny, I mean, that's a good beer, and you it'd be cool if you could like make that recipe yourself and just have an abundant
Save yourself
amount
the
of it.
$7 markup for the liquor stores.
Well, hops are expensive too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used it as a learning tool, because
Okay.
the way that you know you can brew, you're a good brewer, is you pick up a bottle, a fresh bottle, and you try to make it based on what the brewer says this is how you make it. And if you get close, then you know you're probably not screwing up your process.
Yeah.
But then once you've done that,
kind of like cooking.
exactly.
Right. Well, that's kind of my analogy to that, is that when you do a lot of like cloning or whatever, you're cooking, and when you brew your own, it's more of a beer chef, where you're kind of creating your own recipes and experimenting and tossing this and that in there. Now, do you ever do clones and then just start adding stuff into it to like make it a little bit different and kind of, you know, change it up?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's how I started my IPAs. I liked Blind Pig. Blind Pig changed over the years since, you know, the brewery was in Temecula. They had wood in it for a while, and
yeah.
So I talked to Vinny, and then I started drifting off into my own, and so I have a totally different IPA now. But I learned a lot just from trying to brew Blind Pig.
Yeah, I just actually, because I'm starting to actually nail down my process, because my biggest problem is I was more about, hey, let's get drunk and make beer, and that's really not the best way to make beer.
Right.
It's the fun way to make beer.
Let's make beer and get drunk.
Right, exactly. So I've kind of got my process is more nailed down, and I just did a Blind Pig clone myself, and I was actually really happy. It was like, oh my god, here's an IPA I can just drink. And
yeah, it actually came
good.
with the wood chips too. It was a kit from Beer and More Beer.
Yeah.
And
I was like, no, I'm not gonna.
He was like, yeah, they accidentally threw these wood chips in here. I think they gave them to me for free. And I'm like, no, I think it
used to be
in there. So,
That's the original recipe.
Yeah, that's the Temecula version.
There's no more oak chips, and now they're using, I probably shouldn't say, no, they're using Amarillo Late. He's a lot Amarillo Late in the new Blind Pig. So if you want to try something different, take that kit, take out the wood chips, and just add a little Amarillo Late, and you'll get more of a similar to the
Yeah, see, I did. I added a little bit of Amarillo and Simcoe into the dry hop as a like afterthought, because I didn't bottle it when I wanted to, and so I happened to be at More Beer and just grabbed a couple packets and just dumped them in there for like 3 or 4 days. But you know, just to kind of give it a little bit extra aroma, and I really like the aroma off Amarillo. You get like a little bit of a subtle peached back end on it. So.
That's right.
You know, this is a perfect tie-in for NHC because our keynote speaker is Vinny Slursa.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So let's get into that a little bit, because that's kind of the whole point of the show. But we're coming up on that. It's going to be June 16th. But what's leading up to the NHC? Like because it's obviously sold out. So if you haven't registered, try next year. But if you are registered, you're wondering like what to expect. You've never been to a conference. This is what we're going to talk about. Like when do they need to be there? What do they need to do? What should they really make it a point to be a part of?
Yeah.
So you could start as early as Saturday or Sunday, the weekend before.
Hell, you can come down tomorrow. we'll keep you busy all the way through June.
So specifically planned events, we have events planned on Tuesday. We have 2 brewery tours on Tuesday that go to 3 different breweries, as well as a tour to 2 different tours to Stone. Breweries on Tuesday include San Diego Brewing Company, Coronado, I think Carl Strauss, Pizza Port.
Wow.
So six independent breweries, and then the 7th is Stone. Along with that, we have O'Brien's. O'Brien's is really the brew pub
the quintessential San Diego brew pub. Yeah.
So we've got a run down there on Tuesday evening. On Wednesday, we again have brewery tours, 7 different breweries. They're all different breweries from Tuesday. Some of those are sold out. The Lost Abbey one's sold out.
Obviously.
But there's still one more in the Stone tours.
Okay.
Also on Wednesday, we have a beer pairing breakfast. Earl Ittrich, who is also here today, has organized that. And we have a beer pairing dinner. Along with that, we have a 30th Street. 30th Street, if you've never been to 30th Street, it's just chock full of places serving all the local craft brewers.
It's like Beer Boulevard or something like that? Yeah, Beer Boulevard.
I don't think I've been there.
And all these events will they'll leave from the hotel, Town and Country Hotel, which is the host hotel for the event, take you out to wherever you're going and take you back. So it's pretty much a no-brainer.
Awesome.
All you got to do is hop on the bus, shuttle, and go.
Cool.
If I wanted to go on that, how would I buy tickets?
So we have a website. The local committee has a website. It's somelikeithoppy.com.
Oh, okay.
You can go to the website, click on pre-conference events. It's basically through PayPal.
Right on.
Find your event of interest. Boom.
You have 20 plus speakers, right, for this year's conference?
Yes.
And it's very craft beer, like craft brewer centric in some ways, but you do have a lot of like homebrewer, like I know like Randy Mosher speaking, and you get Charlie Papazian speaking. And are those separate from the actual like seminar tracks? Are they just like, or they are part of that?
Part of the seminar tracks, absolutely.
So if I'm sitting here thinking like, you have 3 different tracks, right? You have like a beginner, an advanced, and then you have like a miscellaneous. Is that correct?
Miscellaneous.
Yeah, just kind of like it's not necessarily about brewing, but it's about beer or whatever.
Beer related.
Right. How advanced do you have to be to go to the advanced? I guess that's my question. Like,
That's a good question.
Yeah, because I'm kind of like
basic going. Well, I just started. I've done like 9 batches so far, and I kind of know the basics. But like, where does the basics end and the
like, is the advanced all about like using Brettanomyces in a barrel or like?
So it could be chemistry, it could be biology,
Okay.
Or it could be advanced protocols.
So getting down to like the nitty gritty.
the nitty gritty,
Yeah. Okay.
right?
Yeah, that's the stuff
minutiae.
you'll want to go to.
No, I'm not ready for nitty gritty. No, I'm not ready for that yet.
I want to go to a sanitation panel.
You need to go to a sanitation panel.
I'm not supposed to put my spoon on the grass? What?
There was foam coming out of he dumped the wort into the fermenter and it was foam starting to come
Homebrew stories.
out, and he looks at it and he goes. And I'm like,
Nice.
dude, what are you doing?
I'm blowing it off. What?
A little personal touch.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I add my own saliva to every batch in the secondary. Think about that when you drink my beer. So,
Have any sour issues with beers?
eventually, yes.
Yes.
So, right on. So I'm out of beer, so I want to move on to your beer now. So you need to drink that.
I need to drink this.
Sure.
Or swap
We got 3
glasses.
glasses right there.
Oh yeah, we have more glasses. All right. Well,
go.
so John, pop this. This is a Belgian strong dark ale with figs, right?
What if I had a
Yeah, so
bottle
this
opener?
this was a collaboration also with Harold Gobranson, Skip Virgilio, and Kelsey McNair.
Oh, right on.
Kelsey McNair.
San Diego Session Beer, Kelsey
Right.
McNair. And so basically I had a recipe for a Belgian Dark Strong. I actually have a couple recipes, but the difference in the recipes, a little bit change in the grain, but the big difference is yeast strains.
Okay.
Different yeast strains. So this one is using the Rochefort strains. Rochefort has two different yeast strains, and I isolated them separately. And when I use them, I grow them up separately and then pitch. And side by side, you could run these side by side with Chimay, Westmalle, and that's the beauty of yeast is that each strain or strains will add a different note.
Little different, yeah.
Little different.
Well, we
note
were
to
talking
the
about
beers.
this a little bit before the show too. Like, one of the things that I've noticed from a lot of like, I don't want to say newbie, but like newer homebrewers, is they don't really understand the impact that yeast has on a beer. They talk about like, oh, I put this in the secondary and I hopped it with this, and then I triple dry hopped it with that, and I wet topped it with this. And it's like, well, what yeast did you use? I don't know, like Cali yeast, whatever.
That's a really good point, and I think my recommendation would be experiment.
Yeah. Try
Reduce
different.
the number of variables and experiment. If you really want to learn about yeast strains, make 5 gallons, split it up into 3 1-gallon batches, and throw different yeast strains in. Find out what they do.
Now, as 2 guys who are experienced, obviously advanced homebrewers, what are the 2, like, let's pick 2 things from each of you that you cannot miss out of the NHC this year?
Wow, only 2.
Only 2.
Only 2. Yeah, I'm narrowing it all the way down.
I want to go first because I'm going to take the 2 big ones.
All right.
I know what you're going to take.
You do? Okay, he probably does. So you have to go to club night. Was that
Right.
one of them?
That was one of them.
And you know what the next one's going to be? You want to finish
Pro
it?
Brewers Night.
So
Pro Brewers
I
Night,
took the
okay.
obvious ones
Right
because
on.
Pro Brewers Night's going to be awesome. There's going to be brewers from all around California and even outside of California serving their beers. A lot of the breweries are also doing special one-off pro-am beers with an amateur brewer.
Okay.
And there's going to be a contest there.
22 of them, I think.
Yeah.
Last count was 22.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I have a beer that's going to be there, and I'm real stoked about it.
This is going to be my first Homebrewers Conference, and I saw there's an award called the Golden Urinal. What is?
That's the
That
club.
sounds bad.
That's the
but-
club.
It's a floating trophy as well.
Well, so that's the club that brings the most kegs to club night.
Right.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
a good incentive.
And I
to
think
actually
last year
show
was-
up beer there.
it actually
Last
is a
year,
urinal.
the winners
Really?
were Maltos Falcons and Quaff, right? You guys both brought
2 years
56.
ago.
2 years
Oakland,
ago,
we
okay.
did that.
In Oakland.
So you
Yeah.
guys brought 56 kegs apiece.
Yeah, I think it was
Sounds
56.
Yeah.
Kegs
And so-
as in
5
15?
gallon kegs.
Oh,
5
okay,
gallon
okay.
kegs.
Soda kegs.
And this year you're shooting for 100, right?
We're shooting for 100.
Nice.
That's excellent.
I don't know what the Falcons are.
So
doing. We're shooting
if you
for
bring
100.
100 kegs, whatever.
If the
what's
Falcons
everybody
are
else
watching, we're
gonna
going to have 200, so don't bother.
Just don't. bring
250.
it- No.
As far as Sven, we're not.
So yeah, it's that sounds like it's going to be an amazing night of just drunken revelry and amazingness.
Cool.
I'm very looking forward to that. Also, there's the beer dinner with Sean Paxton.
That
which-
would be one of the ones that I was going to follow
Okay.
up with.
Yeah, that's so. Yeah, we haven't gotten your 2 yet. So let's
for
get
it.
your 2 because he took your 2. So
Pick the easy ones.
So Sean Paxton, aka the Homebrew Chef, is doing it again. He's done it for the last couple conferences, and he's going to do a beer pairing dinner. Beer supplied by Rogue. He comes up with a creation. I forget how many courses we have. Usually 3 or 4 courses. A Rogue beer comes out with each one. It's a don't miss.
Oh yeah,
It's definitely a
absolutely.
don't miss.
Yeah, that was the first thing I did when I talked to Spencer. I was like, yeah, that homebrew chef dinner, we need that. We need tickets to that. So let's get whatever needs to happen. Here's my credit card. Just I don't care what you build to it. So yeah, Sean's dinners are amazing. So they're totally worth seeing. I think it's actually sold out at this point. So
Is banquet sold out?
I think it is, yeah.
Oh, wow.
So we're getting to that point in the process where a lot of this stuff is going to be sold out, whatever. But
And
you
we're
know,
still a good.
even
we're over a month away from it.
right.
So.
Well, and even if you don't go to any of those events, the after parties for these kind of things are out of control. Just the hospitality suite alone. If you could hang out in the hospitality suite the entire conference and go home and be like, best homebrew festival ever.
In Minneapolis, I didn't sleep before I got on the plane.
Right on.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're just
No
there.
need to.
You're with 2,000 plus people who are all into homebrewing and into craft beer and into you could go there knowing nobody and leave with 2,000 friends. I mean, that's the kind of environment that it is. It's an amazing situation. We just actually got back from the Craft Brewers Conference.
Nice.
About a month ago, and same thing. You know, even it's like that's the craft beer world of the homebrew version, and you see all these craft brewers coming together. Like, how do you do this, and what are you going to do with this, and what's going on with this, and they just help each other out. And if you're a home brewer that's kind of struggling, you don't know why your beers aren't working,
Here's the place to go.
this is the place to go. Like,
Yeah.
because even if you don't go to the seminars, just talking to some of the home brewers and getting their feedback on your beers and whatever, it's amazing. And
Yeah.
Bring a few bottles. I mean, not many people is really publishing that, but if you're coming to the conference and you want feedback, bring a few
the
bottles
bottles.
of your beer.
right,
and
exactly.
Find someone who knows
And
what
don't
they're
be
talking
don't
about.
be ashamed of your beer. It may actually suck horribly, but people will be nice. They'll be like, "Yeah, this is really bad. You should do this instead."
Yeah.
And, you know, and that's the whole point is you want critique. This is a phenomenal beer, by the way.
Yeah,
I never actually got to comment on this. Initially, the nose on it, I got kind of a weird aroma off the nose, but I think it was the mixture of the double IPA that was still in the glass. Once,
That could mean hops.
yeah, the hops, yeah, but I like the subtle fig aspect of this. It's not in your face. It's not like chomping on a fig Newton. You know, it's just very subtle on the back end. You get a nice. It's like you said. It's not as dry as the
as
Chimay
dry as
Blue.
Chimay, yeah.
Yeah, you know, I got that right away. It's just got a nice mouthfeel to it. It's got a great flavor profile. This is phenomenal. So thank you
Cheers.
very much for sharing.
It's been a
that.
great show just for these awesome homebrews alone.
Right on.
So
Come out to San Diego in June, and I think we're gonna play the Some Like It Hoppy video at the end of this, which is your guys' like advertisement for the thing.
Some
And-
Like It Hoppy is the theme for
Right,
the
and just
homebrews
briefly
this year.
explain why you chose that theme. I mean, it's kind of obvious a little bit, like it's San Diego, obviously it's hoppy, but like, is there something besides that? Like, what's the backstory for that?
There actually is, and it was a quaff, and I don't remember quaff event, and we were throwing around slogans, and someone said "Some Like It Hot." "Some Like It Hot" is Marilyn Monroe,
Right.
and that was actually filmed at Coronado.
Right.
So
The
connection
hotel
to
in
San-
Coronado Isle,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. And
the
so
hotel
then
bill.
someone continued that "Some Like It Hoppy." Well, San Diego hops, no brainer.
Yeah. Thank you guys for taking the time out to do a show with us and get together with us. And we're really looking forward to the conference, and we can't wait to see you guys there. And until then, stay safe and drink beer.
Cheers.
Cheers.
3 words to describe my drive for creating beer.
Why do I brew beer?
I brew beer because I like beer.
I brew beer because it gives me a chance to play around with science.
Creativity.
Variety.
And it results in beer.
I mean, that's the starting point, right? I mean, if you don't like beer, you shouldn't be brewing beer.
Rock on, homebrewing. Brothers, sisters, come out San Diego. We're looking forward to having you out here.
You homebrewing rock stars, and you know who you are. Pack up the family and hop on the beer train bound for San Diego next June.
Your families are welcome. There's a lot to do here in San Diego. The zoo, the beach, museums, Balboa Park. It's just beautiful. Come enjoy the sunny weather and the great beer.
Come meet our rock stars of craft brewing.
The beer culture here is really amazing. I've lived all over the country, and there's really no place that I've been to like San Diego.
We have a big community of really fantastic craft brewers that are making huge reputations for themselves.
They've been producing beer for a very small marketplace, and as such, there's a lot of experimentation and a lot of freedom to screw around with ingredients and processes and create new beers. So.
Yeah, we're small breweries, but together we make a very solid rope that can compete amongst the world in top beer cities.
This is a homebrewing community. If you look around, a lot of the people that have been making beer in this town have homebrew roots. A lot of them have been making beer for a long time. They grew out of being homebrewers, making beer in their garage, experimenting, things like that.
I think we're up in San Diego County, somewhere around 30 breweries now.
What got me into brewing was the discovery in the late 80s that there was such a thing as amazing beer. And when I discovered that, boy meets beer, boy falls in love, boy has a new career.
I like it for its artistic possibilities. I like it for the science.
I recently brewed a nut brown, 20-gallon batch, which is quite a bit, but it turned out really great. We've been bringing it into the lab. My husband's been passing out at work, and everyone seems to really enjoy it.
Dip yourself in the blue Pacific and observe, discreetly, some of the wild native fauna and surf some world-class foam.
Well, I mean, the weather doesn't suck here. I mean, that's the starting point.
San Diego humbly boasts more than 30 local craft breweries, a bevy of beer pubs dedicated to the utter annihilation of fizzy yellow beer, and a couple thousand home brewers just like you, dying to explore the emotional innards of the mash tun over a big, hoppy San Diego-style IPA.
Classic San Diego style beer is a robust IPA.
I think there's so much experimentation going on that when you talk to people about San Diego, the icon of San Diego is hoppy beer, but at the same time there's a lot more to this town than the one-horse pony.
3 words to describe my drive for creating beer.
I would say passion.
Camaraderie.
Drink a lot.
Well, it wouldn't be appropriate for me to say it's fucking awesome because that's... I might have to stick with that.